The third step is we are going to configure MySQL database in our Spring Boot project. Well, first we need to create a database. So go ahead and open MySQL Workbench. So I'm in a MySQL Workbench. So MySQL Workbench is very popular client to connect to MySQL server. So we're going to create first database. Let's write the statement create database followed by name of the database. I'm going to give a database name as EMS, that is Employee Management System, and I'm going to execute this query. I refresh the schemas and there we go. Employee Management System database is created. Alright, perfect. Now once we create a database, then we are going to configure this database in our Spring Boot project. So go to resources. Okay, within resources we have application.properties file. Now we are going to configure our MySQL JDBC URL, username and password, and Hibernate dilate in this application.properties file. So look at here, we have Spring Boot project architecture, right? And here we have a DAO layer, a repository layer, which will talk with database, and we need a different parameters to talk with the database. We need a JDBC driver, JDBC URL, username and password. So these are the properties we need to configure in our application.properties file, and this JDBC driver is not required anymore because JDBC 4 onwards, so application will automatically detect the driver class whenever it finds JDBC driver and a class path. So we need to configure a driver class in our Spring Boot project. So we need these three parameters. Along with that, we need to add Hibernate dilate. Alright, so we are using MySQL database, hence we need to add a MySQL Hibernate dilate. Okay. Let's type the property spring.datasource .url. Okay, so we use this property to configure JDBC URL to connect to MySQL database. Alright, now let's enter a value for this property, JDBC followed by colon and then MySQL localhost followed by the port of the MySQL server, that is 3306. So this is the default port for MySQL server, followed by the name of the database, that is EMS, Employee Management System, and followed by we are going to provide a property that is to disable the SSL. So just give property as use SSL equal to false. Alright, so look at here. So this is a local host. We are connecting to a local MySQL server. That's why we have used localhost here. But if your database is located on other server, then you can provide that server IP address or host name here. Okay, great. Alright, so this is the JDBC URL to connect to MySQL database. Okay, great. And look at here, this is a MySQL to connect to MySQL database. If you are using other relational databases, then you need to replace MySQL string over there. So similarly, let's configure username password for MySQL database. Just type the property spring.datasource.username, and in my case my username is root. Similarly, let's provide a password spring.datasource.password equals to root. Alright, so my database username and password is root. So make sure that you will replace these two property values. Okay, make sure that you will provide your database username and password. Okay, just remember these changes. And now what we're going to do is we're going to provide Hibernate properties here. Okay, so the important Hibernate property is Hibernate dilate. Alright, so let's go and let's just type the property spring.jpa.properties dot hibernate dot dilate. Okay, so this is the property to configure Hibernate dilate, and followed by just provide the dilate value here. So look at here, org Hibernate dilate dot mysql 5 inodb dilate. So this is the dilate that Hibernate requires to generate, you know, database related queries. For example, here we are using MySQL 5 InnoDB dilate. Hibernate uses this dilate to internally generate SQL queries for MySQL database. If you are using PostgreSQL database, then you need to use PostgreSQL Hibernate dilate. Okay, so just remember, Hibernate needs a dilate to generate, you know, database vendor specific SQL queries. Alright, just remember what is the dilate. Okay, great. So we need to configure one more Hibernate property, that is Hibernate auto DDL. So this property we need to automatically create the tables in a database. So just type the property spring.jpa.hibernate.ddl auto. So this will create a DDL, that is, you know, SQL create statements automatically in database. So here I am using update value for this property because Hibernate will use this property value to automatically create the table if it does not exist. If tables are exist, then it will, you know, Hibernate will update the existing table. So this value is very important. You can use other values instead of update value. For example, create or drop. Alright, so these are the configuration that Spring Boot requires to connect to the MySQL database. It's pretty simple, isn't it? Just configure JDBC URL, username, password, and Hibernate dilate. Alright, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna run our Spring Boot application and let's verify whether our Spring Boot application is able to connect to MySQL server or not. Okay. Okay. Yeah, here it is. So look at here, our Spring Boot application is up and running, and you can able to see here our Spring Boot application is up and running in embedded Tomcat server, which is running on port 8080. Okay, it means that we have successfully connected our Spring Boot application to MySQL database.